Hiya guys, Steffi Lawrence here. How's everyone doing? Good, I'm fine. So, today I'm going to discuss and explain about a recording booth for voiceover. I know a lot of you wanted to know about that, so here are the details. Okay, so you find your place you want to go to record your voiceover or audition or your demo, so you find a place. I specifically went to Edge Studios in New York City. Really nice place. Very nice atmosphere once you walk in. Very nice and homey, almost, I should say. So, you go and walk in, and they have 2 studio rooms. I believe they have 2, maybe even more. Studio A and Studio B, which contain recording booths. So, before you walk into this recording booth, you see this large metal kind of door. It's very thick, and it's heavy. It is really heavy. Because the thing with these recording booths is that they're soundproof, so that way no sound can get in, but no sound can get out either. The only person that hears the noise from outside the recording booth is the producer or the director that's listening to your voiceover. But they have all the fancy schmancy technology anyway. So, you pull open this door, and you shut it behind you. Now you're in the recording booth. Okay, so you made it this far. So, when you're in the recording booth, mine was green, by the way, it is going to be probably the most, smallest room you'll ever walk into. It's very small, it's very quiet, and it's very still. There's, no vents, really. There's almost, no air conditioning, I guess, really. That's why it's kind of, hot in there sometimes. But if it's really small, I don't recommend this job to people who are claustrophobic. So, small and dead, tight, you get the picture. Okay, so you notice in front of you, there's a music stand, and there's a microphone. They, I believe, use the AKG type microphones. I forget the number, though. I forget what model it is. And then in front of the microphone, they have this circular black kind of cover-looking thing. Well, in front of this microphone, that's called a filter. Okay, you hear that? That's what happens. That's what happens when you say the P word a lot. And if you don't have this filter on the microphone, you're going to hear that more often when you say a P word. They call it popping P's. Well, that's what I call it. Not that funny, but anyway. So, other big P words that come out, they bring out a lot of air. That's why they pop, because it's so much excess air you're getting rid of. But this filter just reduces the amount. Just don't overdo the p, okay? Alright. Also, so you're standing in front of this microphone along with the filter directly in front of you. But what if it's too high and what if it's too low? The number 1 rule in a recording booth is to never ever touch the microphone. So the producer, you signal the producer or the director to come into the room and fix the microphone and the music stand height for you. Okay. So now at this point, everything's all adjusted for you and you're ready to rock and roll with your voiceover. Alright, how about we try a script and see how that goes? Oh, and make sure you put on your headphones. You can actually hear yourself recording the demo or the script through your headphones. At first, it's pretty weird to hear yourself talking, but after a while in the recording studio, you get so used to it after a while. Okay. Kind of gets a little stressful in the booth the first time because you feel so, closed in. But after a while, I guess you can get used to it. Let's see. We could try... Hold on. The Connecticut Lottery. Let's try that. Alright, this is a radio commercial for, I guess, Connecticut because it's advertising the Connecticut Lottery. And here I go. I couldn't stop laughing. I mean, me? Win the lottery? I couldn't believe it. I mean, at first I figured it was just my husband or even a couple friends playing a joke on me. But when they gave me the money, well, then I knew it was for real. I've been playing those same numbers for about 2 years, and Wow, it really can pay off. The Connecticut lottery. Somebody's gotta win. Okay, so the Connecticut lottery. You see how I gave that, like, delivery? Alright, so maybe I screwed up a little bit. Maybe I was, like, a little hesitant on one of the sentences. But overall, that's pretty good. And remember, when you're recording stuff, you have to give a really great first impression to the producer, and then they might think, oh, this person's great, let me hire her or him or whatever. They just want to hire that person for their commercial, and then you get paid, and then everything's all good. People buy the product and whatever. So that's the positive upside about this. The bad side about not giving a first impression, well, that's telling the producer you might not care, or you haven't practiced a lot, or maybe not that much professional. Sometimes they'll let it slide, but most of the times they're a little harsh on you. See, the Connecticut ladder. Okay. Now let's try a script with a whole bunch of sibilants. Sibilants? What the heck is that? I'm going to tell you right after this. Okay. Here's a script for a museum exhibit, and it's called Space Camp, Space and Rocket Mission. Alright. Welcome to Space Camp. Join us on the blast off to Camp Sweepstakes, where we join the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama. We'll train like real astronauts do, perform scientific experiments, and participate in a simulated space mission. Okay, so that might have been a little bit too fast. You gotta watch how you give the delivery. They'll tell you how they want it. The client, the producer, basically is your client, and they'll tell you what they want out of your voice. You're the voice talent, they're the client. You listen to them. Got it? Okay. Now, you heard a lot of S's. That's called sibilants. Now, I don't remember seeing a machine in the recording booth, but that was because I was a little bit scared of my life because it was my first time, and I was the youngest one at the session, and blah, 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 at a recording booth. The machine that reduces the S sound, the sibilants, is called a de-esser. So we got two things that reduce some negative things out of your voice in the studio. You got the filter, which controls the pop noise the P makes, and we also have the de-esser. The de-esser that gets rid of the sibilants, like reduces the amount. So, when you're all done, you're going to be like, oh my god, thank god, I'm so happy and get out of this room. So you walk out, and then you think, okay, so that was great, that was good. Okay, so maybe I'll come back next time, and then maybe I want to really pursue my career as a VA. So that's what I thought. I mean, the first time I walked in, I was like, oh my god. I said to myself, I said, I'm not going to last like a few seconds in here. But, I realized that everyone else was doing it, and then I was going, you know what, this is going to turn out great. This is going to be the best recording I'm ever going to do. Turns out it wasn't my first great impression, but it turns out they did recommend me for animation evaluation for cartoon characters. So now I'm happy about that, and I am looking forward to my next session and getting evaluated on character voices. Oh, and the animation expert that gives the evaluation is a voice actor you all should know. Here's his picture. You still don't know? Alright, here's another hint. This is a character he voiced. Right, I guess you all know him by now. He works at Edge Studios in New York City. So, that's everything about a recording booth. I hope you learned something today, and the next time you go to the recording booth, you're not so shy or scared about it. So, this is Steffi Lawrence, and I'm here to say thank you for watching, and thank you for learning. And have a great day.